The Pacific Great Eastern Railway stretches from Squamish on Howe Sound to Quesnel in central British Columbia and points a finger to the new north. Union steamships start us on our journey from Vancouver to the PGE terminus at Squamish, with a promise of the western friendliness we are to feel again and again on this. As we back away from the dock and swing around to steam ahead into adventure, we pass beautiful Stanley Park and surge forward into Howe Sound amid the grandeur of British Columbia coastal scenery. En route to Squamish, we visit Bowen Island, and as we approach the dock, our ship shares the eager anticipation inspired by this gay holiday spot only an hour's journey from metropolitan Vancouver. The island is a mecca for yachtsmen up and down the coast. And holiday crowds wait to greet each of the popular Union ships. Even the sunshine seems to have a welcoming color in its gentle warmth. Everyone is carefree, friendly, and happy. The feeling of freedom and gaiety grows as we go ashore to join the merrymakers and share their fun. Our keenest holiday expectations are being realized. Awaiting us is hospitable Bowen Island Inn, offering standard hotel accommodation, or cabins for those who prefer them. And guests stroll the velvety lawns or rest lazily in the sun. Lawn bowling is in the holiday mood. Move over there, mister. We want to see that shot, too. The Young Women's Christian Association Hostel at Bowen Island is an increasingly popular spot for young women on holiday. And a bracing swim in the sky-reflecting waters of Howe Sound, or just plain loafing, is one of the thrills of a perfect holiday. But there is much more awaiting us in our journey ahead, and the Lady Alexandra's captain takes his place on the bridge to guide us on to Squamish, the southern terminus of the Pacific Great Eastern. In the distance, snow-capped Mount Garibaldi spears skyward, and the steamer arrives at Squamish docks to send us northward on Rails to Romance. Construction of the railway was started in 1912 by the Pacific Great Eastern Railway Company. In 1970, the line was taken over and completed by the British Columbia government and has been managed since then by a board of directors composed of cabinet ministers and businessmen. Already, the PGE has played a great part in central British Columbia. Now it has the vital task of introducing the traveling public to a country that is reaching out to the future. Wherever you go along these rails to romance, you'll find a flaming beacon of faith in British Columbia. The PGE carries an average of 123,000 tons of freight and express annually. Trains in constant operation bring out in ever-increasing quantity the diverse products of our country and take in more and more supplies for a growing army of producers. Every steamer brings a full quota of express and mail and keeps a large crew busy moving it from ship to train and from train to ship. So now, let's travel these rails to romance. Soon after leaving Squamish docks, we stop briefly at Squamish Station, southern nerve center of the Pacific Great Eastern. It's a pause only, but it provides time for the train crew to receive orders and for passengers to prepare for a journey into beauty and adventure. And now we're on our way to rediscover central British Columbia. An open observation car bathed in sunshine brings us face to face with the grandeur and majesty of this great country, placing almost at arm's length an unbroken panorama of scenic loveliness that holds us spellbound. British Columbia's beauty has us in its grip. Rolling through Cheekamus Canyon, our train flaunts the challenge of rock-studded cliff and boiling stream. Let's stop over at Rainbow and visit lovely Alta Lake. From Vancouver to Alta Lake by Union Steamship and PGE is a grand holiday jaunt for those having limited time. Visitors enjoy an easy informality. Horseshoe pitching is fun. And so is tennis. But riding is and always will be the high point of a holiday in this country. Guest cabins with sky-piercing mountains for background and inviting Alta Lake at their front door offer all the fun of a summer outing, along with the thrill of a plunge or a race for a float. And spreading its white wing to the wind, a sailboat skims across the water towards us, with a modern mermaid at the mast. But it's time to go on, and we join the other travelers, newfound friends, who are to share adventure with us, and who are to reach out with us to the soul-enriching beauty of the magnificent country that lies ahead. And as we swing along the bank of Birkenhead River, Canada geese give promise of good hunting. New-mown hay cures in the summer sun at Pemberton Meadows. And here, as in many parts of British Columbia, seed growing is bringing new wealth. Pansies paint the fields in colors bright and gay, and the carefully collected seed holds within itself the pledge of new blossom and new color. On to Darcy and charming Anderson Lake. These young ladies show good taste in their choice of a sunny spot for an afternoon's easy loafing and reading. But the sheer beauty of Anderson Lake weaves its own spell and charms again from atop Mission Mountain. And to the north, Seton Lake. At Seton Lake, cabins nestle among the trees. Cool water of the lake bids us to an invigorating plunge. For this is holidaying at its best. Hello there. At Lillooet, we enter the famous caribou country. Lillooet itself presents the vivid contrast of yesterday and today in its up-to-date post office and modern courthouse, and in its stores of the Old West with the false fronts of bygone days. A veritable ferry on land, an auxiliary gas car is operated between Lillooet and Shellal by the Pacific Great Eastern to serve the rich gold fields of the Bridge River district. To transport autos, the gas car hauls a railway flat car fitted for this work. Gold in gunny sacks. Concentrates richer than the gravel of a prospector's dream are trucked from mine to rail, loaded aboard freight cars at Shellal and sent on their way to the mill where their gleaming gold will be recovered. Spanning the mighty Fraser River is the railway bridge near Lillooet. Majestic Fraser Canyon has inspired poets through the ages. The Indian who first knew its fascination, explorers, railway construction crews, all building toward the future that beckons now. And it's here that Bridge River, famous as a gold stream, joins the Fraser. Fertile benchlands make their contribution to the natural wealth of British Columbia. Near Moran, the traveler looks down 2,200 feet to the turbulent Fraser, twisting its way through a rock-bound canyon. Broad acres are spread over Pavilion Mountain, and the wide horizon is studded by famous ranches. And here we are at Clinton, rich in early day tradition and boasting the oldest hotel in British Columbia. Guest ranches share the plains where cowboys ride herd over thousands of cattle. Gay holidayers enjoy a morning canter or take time out for an afternoon swim and then thrill to their evening ride into the sunset. The Chasm, grand beyond words. Hundred-Mile House, historic milepost is seen in the distance. Holiday in British Columbia without a day's fishing? Don't you believe it? At Seton Lake, we pause to watch an enthusiast land a fighting beauty. And is he proud of that fine trout? Lovely Lac La Hache is another invitation to fishermen. Williams Lake, and here we are in the grip of the storied West, with a town that is making its name in the cattle world as the quality of its beef becomes more widely known and the size of its herds increase. Spread upon a mountain slope, nurtured by the broad plains where the cattle roam, Williams Lake is a city of the future. But let's forget Wild West magazines and synthetic movie thrillers and follow real cowboys at their work. The roundup on the range is underway. And the drive is on. Throats dry with the dust of the road, the thirsty cattle reach the stockyards at Williams Lake, a campfire and cowboys with real appetites. This is the West. The drive is over and the cattle are loaded for shipment to markets over the Pacific Great Eastern. The whole economy of this cattle country depends upon the service rendered by the PGE. We pull slowly away from Williams Lake, eager for more adventure. The Pacific Great Eastern has had a magnificent part in building up central British Columbia, but its greatest days are still ahead. Government and employees take a fierce pride in the railway, attaining a high level of efficiency and striving always to make it outstanding in service and friendly courtesy. They are succeeding. Deep Creek Bridge reaches across the sky 280 feet above the tumbling stream, and 1,200 feet in its sweep from bank to trains crossing it seem like toys. Between Williams Lake and Quesnel, on the wide lands of the Fraser River, crops grow to rich maturity. Quesnel, friendly and cheerful, knows well the pioneer's enthusiasm and is carrying his courage and enterprise into the future. Though it dates back to 1805, Quesnel still boasts the pioneer spirit. An early day relic, this Cornish pump is now a museum piece. Railroads reaching out and expanding bring new business to the communities they serve, and in turn, expanding communities bring new business to railroads. Quesnel points to the great service the Pacific Great Eastern Railway has already performed for central British Columbia and to the glowing future it will share as this magnificent country is developed. To the Caribou gold fields. Wells is known wherever gold miners gather. Jacko Club's Lake, and on the far shore, the Caribou Gold Quartz Mine. Barkerville, widely known as the placer capital. Hello, young lady. The Kelly Hotel has its own absorbing history. Old-timers still pan the gold streams, but modern placer mining uses a monitor, and gleaming gold nuggets are the reward. But now let's go railroading. Pride of the Pacific Great Eastern is the fine condition of tracks and equipment. These men share that pride. Locomotive crews make sure their engines gleam in every part and that every bit of moving machinery is well and properly greased. Freshened by the breeze and bleached by the sun, linen for PGE trains is spotless. Here, as in every other department, the workers set up their own high standards and maintain them. Icing up to assure the traveler a cool, refreshing drink along the way. A minor job, but important. And delicacies for travelers. Pacific Great Eastern chefs have a reputation for fine food. Maintenance men make sure the cars are bright and gleaming for each trip. A trainload of pulpwood hints at the diverse country, and saw logs indicate the continuing flow of raw materials to sawmills. Thousands and thousands of pit props from the coal mines of Britain come from the forests of British Columbia. The felled trees are peeled, then cut 8-foot lengths and stacked to dry. The increasing shipment of British Columbia pit props to Great Britain reveals the constant search for new markets and new uses for the products of this country. Props are trucked to the railway and then move along the PGE to seaboard, where they will start their long journey overseas. Tall poles yarded at Williams Lake ultimately will carry power lines across Canada and the United States. A trainload of mixed freight rumbles across Cheekamus Canyon Bridge, eloquent testimony to the forward-pressing industry of central British Columbia. Car by car as they pass by, the heavy loads show what is being done today, now. Again, we glimpse the great diversity of industry and the great breadth of opportunity presented by the area through which the Pacific Great Eastern operates. Back again at Squamish docks, train crews load the freight cars on Pacific Great Eastern barges, which to Vancouver. And from Vancouver, these products of central British Columbia go out to the markets of the world. They have already established their high quality, and demand for them grows day by day. The Pacific Great Eastern serves a growing section of a great province, British Columbia, a province that is continually reaching out to the future, building upon firm achievements. And even as the railway plays its part, so the land it traverses helps to build up the railway and lead it into the glowing days ahead. The PGE is a vital factor in the economy of the Pacific Northwest and is serving with distinction in British Columbia, a land of vision, enterprise, and opportunity.